Howdy friends, Bevan here, and today is an exciting day at Small House Farm. It's tomato transplanting day. We got all these beautiful tomato plants that we have been growing right here in this little hoop house, and it's finally time for them to go out into the garden where they belong. So I thought that this would be the perfect time to show you all the different varieties that we're growing this year. So get ready for a bit of a little heirloom tomato tour. So we are growing 8 different tomato varieties this year, 4 of which are completely new to us, and the other 4 we've grown throughout the year. Some are absolute classics for us here at the small house. The first one we got here is Larry's Large Cherry. Oh, this is a great one. So I first encountered this tomato at the Tomato Fest that I was at in northern Indiana. I got this from Nick and Brittney Denney from Silver Lake, Indiana. And this was a tomato that their grandfather had grown. He found it in his compost pile in the 1990s, and it was a big honking cherry tomato, and he loved it so much that he saved the seeds, and he'd grown it ever since. And I met them, like I said, at this Tomato Fest, and they shared some of the seeds with us. We brought it here, and sure enough, big honking cherry tomato, sweet and delicious and wonderful. We haven't grown it in a couple years, so we're excited to be bringing this one back. That's Larry's Large Cherry Tomato. Now this next tomato you might be familiar with for sure. This is COSTOLUTO Genovese. This is a classic tomato, both in the tomato world, but also here at Small House. We've grown this one for a number of years. If you've watched any of our tomato tasting videos, you're surely familiar with this one. It's got that beautiful ribbed appearance, big, round, ribbed, red Italian tomato. We've been growing it for a number of years, and we are probably going to continue to grow it for a number of years. It's an absolute favorite. COSTOLUTO Genovese. It's COSTOLUTO describes the rib shape of the tomato, and Genovese because it's from Genoa, Italy, right? Beautiful tomato. Love it so much. All right, let's see. We got a special tomato coming up next. Here we go. Look at this one. Corberino. This is a really nice tomato, a rare Italian variety that we got the seeds from our friends at the Heirloom Seed House. They make a nice line of hot sauces, these wonderful hot sauces that they make from peppers and other produce that they grow right there on their farm in Oregon. And we had ordered a bunch of them, and they sent some seeds along with it, including seeds for this rare Italian tomato. Now it's kind of a pear-shaped red tomato, fantastic for making sauces and canning and that sort of thing. We're really excited. It is brand new for us here at Small House Farm, so we're really excited. So keep your eyes out on this one. We'll be sure to give you updates throughout the season on how it does. Corberino. Up next, we got this tomato right here. Now, this is a classic if you've been following us at Small House Farm for any time at all. This is a tomato you're surely familiar with. This is Elijah's Yellow Pear tomato. This is a story I even wrote about in my book, Saving Our Seeds. You know, when Elijah was a little boy, he didn't really care for tomatoes at all. But we were visiting some folks in the next town over in Mount Pleasant, and they had these beautiful yellow pear tomato plants growing right outside their front door. And he was so curious about their bright yellow color and their cool pear shape. He said, "Dad, I got to try them." So we tried them up. Loved them, saved the seeds from these tomatoes, brought them home, and we've been growing it ever since. So this is a straight up classic here at the farm. We're excited to be growing it again. It's Elijah's Yellow Pear. Now, you might find this funny because this tomato right here is a tomato that everybody probably knows, and most of you might have even grown in your garden, but it is a first for us here at Small House. It's the Cherokee Purple. This is a very popular tomato. Everybody seems to know it. Everybody seems to love it. So we're going to find out what all the hype is about because we're going to be growing it here for the first time. Now, Cherokee Purple, it's a smoky, dark, ruby-colored beefsteak type. And it was first introduced by the Seed Savers Exchange in 1993, I think it was. It has become an instant classic for folks. And 1993, so it's been around for a long time, but again, it's our first time growing it, so I'm really, really excited about that. It's the Cherokee Purple. All right, we're back on this side. We got Old Carolina tomato, the Nell Bryson tomato, which is a tomato that we have grown here at Small House probably since 2017, I think it is. So you've probably heard us talk about it a bunch of times. It's in all of our tomato tasting videos. We tell the story of this tomato in my book, my first book, From Our Seeds and Their Keepers. This is just a great tomato. It's a big bicolor, right? It's a big honking beefsteak tomato, yellow orange on the outside with a red core, and it just produces and produces all season long. It is just a great tomato, and I think we'll probably just grow this every year here at Small House because it is just so awesome. So keep this one on your list, the Old Carolina. Another new one for us here at the farm is this one back here. Ooh, man, looks good. These big thick stems, these guys are ready to go. This is a variety called watermelon, and it is brand new to us. It gets its name, of course, because it's a big, bright red fruit. Looks like a watermelon, I guess. So these are new to us. Like I said, we got our seeds through our friends over at Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. But this is an old-time tomato. They say that this tomato has been around in West Virginia for over 100 years. Folks have been growing it and enjoying it. And we are excited to give it a try. I saw the pictures of it in the catalog, and I had to have it. So we grew it. We're growing it. We're going to have it. We're going to take pictures of it. It's going to be in the tomato test. I think it's going to do really well at the tomato tasting just because it looks so delicious. So we'll be sure to keep updates for you on this one too. It's the watermelon tomato. All right, last but not least, most certainly, this is the tomato I'm possibly the most excited about out of all the tomatoes we're growing this year. So I saved it for last to talk about it. This is a tomato that Heather and I encountered when we were in southern France. We saw it, we were in Nice at the farmer's market, and there was these beautiful little bright pink tomatoes with these blue shoulders on them. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're called Bleu de Provence, right? It's a blue shouldered tomato. It's from the Provence region of France. And I had to have it, and here it is, right here. Now, the tomato plants themselves look very similar to the rest of them at this point, but when they were young, they had a real bluish tint to the leaves, which is sort of just kind of faded to green as they've matured, but it was really pretty to see that. I cannot wait to see how these plants do. I'm so excited about these, and they are stocky, sturdy little fellows. I don't know anything about them. I can't find any other information about them online. So keep an eye out for these. This is the one we're growing the most of this year because they're going to be in high demand. They're going to be in high demand here for us because we're going to want to eat them, and I think they're going to be in high demand for seed as well. There's no other place in North America that I know of that you could get the seeds for this variety. So it is very, very exciting stuff. That's Bleu de Provence, and this is one that I'm going to be probably sharing a lot of pictures of on Instagram throughout the season, so keep an eye out for that. This is going to be a really exciting season. I'm really looking forward to it. We got all sorts of great tomatoes here, and you'll be able to tune back in for our video later in the season for our annual tomato tasting, where we will see which of these tomatoes reigns supreme. So thanks for sticking around, folks. I hope you enjoyed the little tour. I got to get to work. These guys got to get into the garden, so it's time for me to go. Happy growing, my friends. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for tuning in.